That's for your wireless charger. These are all the controls. As you see, you've got your atmosphere lights here, and you got them at the top here. Nice clean mats. Tell you what, these seats are really comfy. You know, considering the bucket seats, racing seats. You know, they're quite supple and soft. And at the back, we've got a flat bottom steering wheel and racing pedals. And then we've got, obviously, we've got the heated seats. Look at this is proper metal. This it's the proper stuff. Look at it. Look at the finish on it. Look at the finish on the doors, on the door panels. Look at it's hand stitched. There's no messing about here. You can feel that. Lovely steering wheel, all chrome, hand stitch, red stitching. So like snake skin on the side effect. Flappy panel gears. Really is a work of art, this. Amazing car. I took it out the other day up the bypass, just where I live. I only tickled the acceleration. I think once it gets up to about 1,500 revs, it just flies. It's all low down grunt. Obviously it's a petrol turbocharged, as you would expect. Nice big meaty engine in it, and it really does fly. As soon as you put, you can't even feel the gears changing. It's seamless. You know, like in the old days with a car, you could feel every time it changed. You could feel a notch in the gears. This, you can't even. Well, I think you can feel it very slightly. And I mean, if you're listening to music and that, you wouldn't even notice. To be honest, you would not notice. But if you really look out for it, you would. It's virtually seamless, and it really does throw you back. You stick in your chair when you put your foot down in this. It's an amazing motor. Yeah, it's got all the onboard stuff. You've got your consumptions and all that kind of stuff. You know, it ain't gonna do much on the mile per gallon, I'm afraid. It's more miles per smiles. So there you go, there you have it. That's the navigation system. Obviously you got your radio and stuff like that. You see, it's all controlled by this little thing here. I did wonder what this was here, and it is basically just to put your hand on like that. Don't know what you call it. It could be called a palm, because you put the palm of your hand on it. And you just go through them like that. These seats are starting to warm up now. Absolutely brilliant. I love these seats to warm you up. This is all, well, it needs a good bloody clean now. It's full of hand marks. It's like piano black, if you like. Obviously you get the it's all there. And we're on purple now, and it just goes through really and just changes colour. You can change the dials on these. I have looked, but I prefer these one. Obviously you've got something called dynamic, and that'll just take you to eco and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it's got it all really. Lovely sound system. It really has got a nice quality to it. Somebody said these systems are Bang & Olufsen. Pretty similar to Bose, but a lot better. The quality is amazing. So yeah, this is a Mercedes CLA 200. Really lovely car, and it's called an AMG line. It's not the real AMG with I think it's 4.2 litre engine, and then this is not the same kind of power. This is an AMG line. It's definitely sporty. It's lower to the deck. You have to watch the speed bumps because you do catch them under the bumper on your splitter, but it's a fast car. I'm not sure what the BHP is. I think it's about 263 BHP, which is brake horsepower, but 268 brake is a lot. It is a lot of power, and it's not as heavy as my Scirocco Evo there. I mean, I prefer the Seat Scirocco all day long compared to this. This isn't really practical. I mean, it's good, you know, for going on the motorways and that, and up across the tops and the moors, and that's perfect. These are really, to me, to be honest, is a second car. I know the Seat Scirocco there, that's supercharged anyway. It's got enough power, plenty of power in it, and it's really comfy, and you're raised up, you're quite high, and you've got the advantage of the 7 seats. But even if that was a 5-seater, the Scirocco, and it's quite a meaty looking vehicle, I'd still choose the Scirocco over this. Some people could say, nah, you're mad, I'd definitely go for the Mercedes Benz, but they're not practical, these things. They're just not practical as a main car. They're perfect if you just want them as a second car. If I'm honest, they're just a toy. They're nothing more. They're just a second car. I couldn't run this as a daily, everyday, really. Especially not with 5 kids. And even if I had 2 kids, they're just not practical. And they're not exactly cheap to run on the fuel either. But apart from that, I think they're a really good drive. I think they've got loads of power. There's more power in the Mercedes than there is in the Scirocco. And I know the Seat Scirocco is an Evo, as you can see. They've got an Evo Tech and Evo engine in. And it does pull well, it's DSG. And it goes really nice. I'll be keeping over that for a while. It's only a year old now, the Scirocco. It's actually a year old this week. I got it a year on next Monday, so it's not even quite a year old yet. I love that car, it's absolutely brilliant. It's a nice big chunky SUV. Believe it or not, they're actually based them on the Audis, the Q5s. It's the same engine, same gearbox, same everything. They're all made by the VAG group. There's quite a few cars in the VAG group. You've obviously got Skoda, Seat, VW, BMW, Porsche, even Mercedes-Benz, what I'm in now. You know, it's all the same family, and they share all the same parts throughout. Now they do a Skoda Kodiaq, which is very, very similar to that. It's the same floor pan, it's the same vehicle as the Seat, the Kodiaq, and but the differences with the Skoda shares more parts. 90% of its parts are shared with the VW, where the Seat, they share 90% of the parts on the Seat are shared with the Audi. They're just a little bit better in the quality inside. I mean, that one's the Excellence model, so it's the top package, that one. I did go all out with that, because to be honest, you don't really, if you go for a base model, you don't really get a lot on them. But the VW one is exactly the same as that. It's just different bumpers. People may say, what do you mean? What are you going about? Well, years ago, they done the VW Galaxy and they done the Chiron. It's exactly the same thing. So yeah, in mine, they do the Seat, the VW, and they do the Skoda. They're all the same bloody vehicle. But the Seat, I think, a lot better kitted out. Some people may think the Seat is not as good as the VW, but I can reassure you, the VW and the Skoda parts, they more share them two together. The Seat is more shared over from the Audi, so they're a bit more elegant, if you like. So I'm really happy with that. Just thought I'd show everyone this, and I'll probably do a couple of more videos on this. It's a really nice car, but it doesn't stand up to my Seat Scirocco, I'm afraid. I do like my Seat Scirocco, but nevertheless, I do like this Mercedes-Benz, but I just like the Scirocco better. Much better car. If anyone's got any questions about this Mercedes-Benz, or you know, I'm quite happy to answer the questions, just put a message underneath. But yeah, it's a lovely car.